Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
At Michigan First Mortgage, we believe a home is more than just four walls. It's endless possibilities, where relationships are strengthened and next steps are taken. It's a place to call your very own, where you can create new traditions and welcome family with open arms. And at Michigan First, it's at the heart of everything we do. Let us help you discover the possibilities of home.
From our very first breath, curiosity is why we question everything through barrages of whys and how comes. It now needs the tools to will its vision into existence. Tools that will forever allow curiosity to obscure the line between technology and magic. Be curious. Make magic. Lawrence Technological University.
Chevy Silverado has what it takes to do it all. With a TurboMax engine and a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Any truck can help you make a living. This one helps you build a life. Chevy Silverado.
Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $299 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
The NAIA, alongside Lawrence Tech, take great pride in the conduct of its student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators. Encourage to cheer number 2, who in the spirit of good sportsmanship kept in mind. Here are your starting 11 for the Trojans of Taylor University. The junior goalie, number 1, Sam Spiegel. Junior defenseman, number 2, Matt Harold. Sophomore wing, number 4, Brock Carpenter. Sophomore defender, number 5, Sean Fields. Freshman mid, number 6, Liam Brennan. Sophomore wing, number 11, Caleb Ballard. Junior mid, number 16, Levi Yoder. Freshman forward, number 17, Matt Yoder. Junior defense, number 23, Colin Maris. Freshman forward, number 25, Carlos Sanabria. And junior mid, number 26, Justin Delvin. The Trojans are coached by Gary Ross in his 20th season. He's assisted by Drew Glover. Here's your starting 11 for your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. A senior goalkeeper from Brighton, Michigan, number 1, Kieran Malachino. A fifth-year defenseman from Pamplona, Spain, number 2, Gonzalo Sanz. A senior defense from Little Canfield, England, number 3, Reese Still. Graduate defense from Cartagena, Colombia, number 5, Tomas Piera. Redshirt sophomore forward from Alcalá de Henares, Spain, number 6, Gabriel Martin. A junior mid from Barcelona, Spain, number 7, Victor Puello. A senior forward from Nice, France, number 10, Skander Lafawi. A junior forward from Kuwait, Lebanon, number 15, Mohammed Gamlouche. A junior mid from Berkeley, Michigan, number 16, Jacob Schleicher. Sophomore mid from Lyon, Spain, number 17, Guillermo Garcia. And rounding out your starters is the freshman forward from Barcelona, Spain, number 22, Pedro Roses. Your Blue Devils earned the leadership of Will Dyer in his 13th season, assisted by Kyle Winningham, Max Laria, Alberto, and Juan. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
of the year as he replaces Sean Fields. Ball over the top. It's cleared by Slicher. And now Reese still able to settle it down, but it goes out of bounds for a throw in for Taylor. Throw into a box, headed out by Reese Still. Now a good opportunity for Yoder, and he skies it over. That's worth 3 points when it comes to a field goal at football.
That's from a PAT range right there. That's a pretty good shot. As it's nearby the trash can and the bench over there, nearby 10 Mile.
So here we go. We're back to live action as it's given away. And now here comes Gabriel Martin, sent all the way back to Pedro Roses. Gonzalo Shantz, of course, one of the captains. Roses will get it once more.
Sands is in his 5th year. Only just one of 2 fifth-year seniors that they have this year, the other one being Ty Sergett.
Of course, Ty Sergett is on the bench right now as we'll have free kick coming up here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that was Schleicher that hit the deck right there. So LTU, they've had a couple of penalties go their way, and we're also going to get our stoppage in play. Taylor, they're trying to be very aggressive, and they've had a few breakaway opportunities, especially on the throw-in. They had a man wide open within the box, and I saw Will Dyer. He was jumping up and down like, you missed him. That's blown coverage. But they were able to luck out and they were able to clear it.
How impressive so far is Will Dyer so far, bringing his team into life and with a 4-1 start to begin the 2023 season.
It's definitely a huge upgrade and a huge impression from where they were last year. They had 5 ties and 2 losses to start out the year. And they started out the year with a lot of home games. And then this time around, they started out on the road. And so to have all those road games, especially going down to Georgia for just a weekend, and then coming back here with at least a victory and a loss apiece, but only having 1 loss overall within that whole fall schedule, and then coming back home to really start out 4-1, you can never ask for anything more than just that.
Absolutely. Shots now 2-1 in favor of Lawrence Tech. Both of them came in on goal. As we are under 30 minutes to go here. Flipped over the top, and Spiegel able to grab it there. Nice coverage by Levi Kelly of Taylor.
That's what you want if you're on a defensive side. You always want to block off those attackers right there in order to give your goalkeeper a chance.
So still 1-0 in favor of Lawrence Tech. The only goal comes from Skinner Lafawi. Here is Gonzalo Sanz. And now Pereira. Oh, nice back heel. And now here come the Blue Devils on the run. Trying to lay it off for Lafawi, but it's still alive for Reese Still. Reese Still now on the far side. He'll serve it into the box, to the backside, and it's headed wide by Guillermo Garcia. That was a good look on chance to try to get the second goal, but not on target.
Yeah, really great look, but I think Garcia should have probably been considering trying for the chest rather than the header, because there was double coverage nearby that far post. And so he probably should have been considerate, probably kick it out, try to find an open guy outside the box to give a better chance for a better shot.
Spiegel will kick it up, and Thomas Pereira will chase it over there. He'll let one go. And we'll get a throw in here for the Blue Devils now. As Reese Steele making his 6th straight start of the season. Of course, he had an assist against Spring Arbor on Saturday. Last year, he had appeared in 16 games, starting 11 of them. And he has a total of nearly close to 1,100 minutes. He had 5 assists last year. Blue Devils on the run. Roses. Pedro Roses. Nice ball ahead. Here comes Gabriel Martin. On the near side it goes. Garcia, who had that chance moments ago, missed that one wide, and that was blocked. Blue Devils will get it again with Slicher. Now Reese Steele on the far side. Service one into the box, hit it away. Not out of it yet. The Blue Devils get things going here in the first half. Gabriel Martin. Slicher trying to work his way through. Nice back heel. And here comes Roses inside the penalty area. He almost had a shot. A good look on goal, but that one mishandled it.
Wow, that was just a golden opportunity. I think he probably still had an open chance, but he elected to move towards his right, and still that one just had barely a toe on it. The Trojans, give him credit after just giving it the one goal. They've played some really solid defense, especially making some huge blocks.
Here comes Reese Steele inside the penalty area, lays off for Halouche. And trying to attempt a pass over to Roses. And now the Trojans will get it ahead. Here comes Sanabria, and that's intercepted by Chance.
Blue Devils have kept the ball contained within this side of the field. They've done a really great job. Even though Taylor's been able to stop them, they've been able to keep everything close.
Sands will get it here for the Blue Devils. He only got a goal so far this season, making it his 6th straight start of the season. And the flag stays down. It was going to get it. It's Spiegel with a block. How about that?
Very impressive right there. Realizing the ball was mid-air, they didn't have a chance with the hands, elected to turn his back and go for the block.
And check this down. It's Gabriel Martin. And now the Trojans go on the attack right now in the final third. And here comes Yoder. Matt Yoder with an opportunity. And Malicino able to grab it.
A little bit of burst of life for the Trojans. That's what they needed right there. And that was only their real second chance to put a good shot off, but that was just too simple of a save right there from Malicino.
Blue Devils now on the attack with Roses trying to go on the turn. Pedro Roses gets by one Trojan. Trying to get it to another. And a free kick coming up here as it was called on Levi Kelly.
And Kelly's looking at the official like he ran me over. Like, that was a good, hard collision, and Roses is really tough athlete. And give credit to the conditioning of this program. They know how to play hard and give a few hits here and there, still play very clean.
So off the free kick. And Thomas Pereira will give it over to Reese Steele right at midfield. Intercepted by Fields, and it's cleared out. But now we'll get some subs coming over for both of these teams. And Ty Sergett is one of those components here for the Blue Devils.
Yep, one of the fifth-year seniors on this squad. A lot of good leadership amongst these teams. They didn't lose a lot of seniors last year. They still have a good chunk of guys that were a part of that team last year. So the leadership and the growth has always been there.
We'll talk about Ty Sergett in just a moment, but right now, here comes Kella Ballard over to Devlin. Devlin serves into the box, and Malicino with a stretch save. Ty Sergett making his making his 6th appearance, I should say. 6th appearance. He appeared 13 games last year. He assisted in 3 of the first 5 coming into tonight. Had 4 shots, 2 of them came in on goal. As this was chased down by Levi Yoder and sent all the way back to Sam Spiegel. Blue Devils still have the lead. Lead 1-0. Of course, the Trojans are hoping to get a response of their own.
Great crisp passing right there between Schleicher and Puello. There's been some pretty good impressive passes for Lawrence Tech so far in this one.
Garcia, and not sure what was going on here, but Garcia was trying to attempt a pass, I believe, to Lafawi.
Yeah, Lafawi, he got tripped up, and he was looking back at the official for a flag for possible interference, but didn't get it. And of course, he looks at his teammate like, that was a good attempt. I just got blocked.
So we're midway through the first half. Still 1-0 in favor of the Blue Devils. The only goal came from Skander Lafawi. Shots now 4-2 in favor of the Blue Devils. 3 of them came in on goal for the Blue Devils to the Trojans 1.
Another thing to mention is the last year's matchup. None of the scoring happened, as we get a handball right here. None of the scoring happened until the second half, and way late within the contest. Taylor had the lead, and then it was within 5 minutes left of the contest. Lawrence Tech was able to tie it and ended right there.
Yeah, so it ended 1-1 the last time these two teams met. As Gabriel Martin sent all the way back to Thomas Pereira. We still sell it down, Slicher. And, oh, man, Riesel was trying to make a run on it.
Yeah, that pass by Schleicher was just a little bit too wide, trying to go right back to him just to settle things down and kind of reverse things. Try to get a good pass off just a little bit wide, and that's a costly turnover right there. That sets up Taylor.
Blue Devils definitely trying to work on their own back. Good pressure by the back line of the Trojans. Roses trying to get the handle on it, but could not do it. And we'll get a throw in here for the Trojans. Matt Yoder, trying to attend the pass to Caleb Ballard, but instead it goes into the feet of Malasino.
No, it was a good look. It was just a little bit too far ahead for Ballard to make a play on it. So Taylor, give them credit. They've had their good looks, especially when they've had their opportunities, and they're going to get a few more if they keep the pressure right here.
Oh, and now here comes a breakaway. Here comes Ty Surgett inside the penalty area. And he was defended well by Matt Harold, but Ty Surgett able to keep it alive. Roses. And Victor Puello sends it across to Slicher. And he mishandled on it. Trojans get on that, and a rough tackle made by Jacob Slicher. Advantage being played. And whistle will be blown. And look like Jacob Slicher will be coming over by the referee.
Yeah, he was definitely going for the takeout slide right there to knock the ball away. That's always the biggest and most dangerous maneuver there is in this sport, because if you don't get any piece of the ball, they will call it on you every single time. It's basically a high risk, high reward type play right there. No yellow cards. That's basically the one bailout.
So fortunate there for Jacob Slicher to get away from a yellow card. Taylor trying to start things out from the back. And it's Brock Carpenter trying to get things going here for the Trojans. Not a bad pass to get through there. And we'll get a free kick coming up here.
Yeah, they called it another handball on that one. Ball was in midair. Second handball called on Taylor. It was, even though it's all incidental, but everybody's momentum is moving forward. They're trying to get a lot of speed ahead of themselves, and sometimes that will happen.
So under 20 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll value with the only goal for the Blue Devils here. Taylor had some good chances moments ago, but couldn't able to convert. Can they get one here? And Brock Carpenter with the last touch. And it's gonna be a corner. It looks like it was last touch off of Reese Still. I thought that Carpenter got the last touch, but instead it goes off of Reese Still.
They were going neck and neck all the way down that run, and it was definitely a close one. And of course, the official doesn't have the best of look because he's right behind them, and the line judge is only at midfield, so the only other official that would have the look would be the one on the near side right here in the corner.
So corner here for Taylor. And Yoder goes off the crossbar.
Wow.
Almost a tying goal for the Trojans.
That is so unfortunate right there, but they're able to regain it.
Referee says play on. Ty Surgett trying to get the handle on it, but here is Levi Kelly. Kelly racing down on the near side. He's defended well by Roses. And a foul on Pedro Roses.
Yeah, he kind of gave a shove right there on the back of Kelly as he was trying to battle for possession. And that was more of a clear visual for the official to see. Ball went out of play, though, so this will still be a throw-in.
And of course, Ryan Nelson will come on for Caleb Ballard.
We also have another substitute for Lawrence Tech. Pablo Calvo is into the contest as well.
Of course, Pablo Calvo, the freshman, he scored a goal against Truett McConnell back on September 3rd. Only got a goal and 2 points to his credit. Another corner coming up here for the Taylor Trojans, hoping to tie this one up. Last one was definitely off the crossbar from Matt Yoder. Looked on, it's still loose. And Levi Yoder able to settle it down. So up ahead, headed out by Puello, and cleared out by Pedro Roses.
Great stop by the defense right there. That corner kick was just did not have the good enough height for any of the Trojans to get a good header shot on it.
Blue Devil hoping to work out of the back there. You can see the pressure on the Trojan side of things, hoping to regain possession of the ball, and they do have one.
Yeah, a good turnaround of energy for Taylor right here, because Lawrence Tech, they brought the pressure early and they kept it within Taylor territory, but now everything is kind of shifted here in the second half of this first half rather.
Trojans working out of their defensive third, Sam Spiegel. So far only giving up one goal, but he's feeling cool and confident. As ball over the top, here comes Matt Yodel. Sends it across, and it goes off a chance for another corner. This will be the third corner kick for Taylor.
And that's a very conservative block right there by Gonzalo Chance. Because you never want it to make things worse for your goalkeeper to have incoming bodies for Taylor, especially if it's right in the middle of that penalty box.
So Justin Devlin, who done most of the work in corners, going along with Levi Kelly, or excuse me, it was Ryan Nelson. And Devlin will take the corner. Headed on frame. Not out of it yet, and the Blue Devil survives. But Levi Kelly able to settle it down for the Trojans.
No, they were able to get a header in there just on a bounce, but nobody home for Taylor to really try to put the shot in.
Matt Yoder. Sent all the way back to Levi Yoder, his brother. And the Trojans work things out here at midfield. Under 15 minutes to play here in the first half. And the Trojans are definitely working on here, but the Blue Devils still have that one goal lead, but that's taken away. And there's another takeaway by Martin, and Martin, I believe, went down. And a yellow card to go along with it as Ryan Nelson getting the booking.
Nelson, a freshman midfielder out of Hamilton, Ohio. That's an unfortunate one right there. But again, that's the risk of the takeout slide. You're trying to go for the ball, but even if the ball is just like inches away, you still got to be able. You're still taking out the player, which is basically the penalty right there. And of course, they make up for it, making sure everybody's okay. It's never an intentional takeout slide, even though the title may seem otherwise.
So here we go on the ball for the Blue Devils. Ball over the top, and now here they come. Here is Pablo Cavo. And that's given away, but nicely done. Blue Devils calling for a handball.
It was definitely close right there. But on that turnover, there was a lot of miscommunication between Calvo and Roses. Roses was moving to his right, and Calvo was looking for the pass back to him. And it was just bad communication, which led to a turnover.
And right now, Blue Devils hanging on to that 1-0 lead, but the Trojans are definitely searching for answers here as we're getting close to late in the first half. Roses trying to get through some Trojans defense, couldn't get to it. Headed on. Victor Puello Now Pedro Roses trying to work his way through. He thought he was held. No foul called. And a throw in here for the Blue Devils. And, of course, we get some subs on the way.
I got to say, the official, for the most part, he's let a lot of the roughing go. Only not a lot of penalties have been called here. But despite the one yellow card, only 4 fouls for Taylor and the only only 2 fouls for Lawrence Tech. So he's let a lot go, and they've let the players go on. So this has been a very good physical, hard-fought contest.
Danan Silvestre is coming on for LTU. Another sub on the way. Of course, Silvestre making his 5th appearance. Appeared 14 games last year. And he has starting 9 of them. 4 goals, 2 assists in 710 minutes. He got a goal against Indiana East on August 23rd.
Been a lot of discussions right there on this throw-in. Martin and Nelson, they've been going back and forth. Remember, it was Nelson that took out Martin on the takeout slide, and Nelson was trying to really block him on the throw-in attempt. And now this is really going to bring out Will Dyer and his coaching staff. They're hot right now. They wanted penalties called for interference, and so far nothing comes of it.
And clock stops, of course, with.
I think that's what they're arguing. Actually, the clock. I think they should have stopped it, but a whole 10 seconds was missing right there. So I guess it was all dispute of the clock, but also possible interference. So they get all that situated.
Here comes Victor Puello speeding through. Got some running forward. Here comes Reese Still. Slider back to Still. And the Blue Devils are definitely working things out here. Pereira to Malasino. Over to Gonzalez Sands. Got a goal to his credit here so far this season. Give it over to Thomas Pereira.
Patiently passing along the perimeter. They're just trying to find their opening, and then they attack.
Nicely done. Gabriel Martin trying to fight through it, and now it's taken away by Levi Kelly.
Kelly's been a good force since coming off the bench.
Lafawi, nice pass to Silvestre. Silvestre in the penalty area, takes a cut, takes a shot, and he scores. Yes.
That was just an open look, and Silvestre off the bench makes a huge impact. He came off the bench a lot last year and did this stuff just like that, just the good looks and then the finish. And that was one thing in which the team last year for Will Dyer did not do. They were not able to finish games when they had the lead. And so then they got sloppy, and a lot of turnovers led to game-tying goals and go-ahead goals. So this is basically a good sign. They take an early lead, and they extend on early, and they're still able to bail out themselves. A couple of miscues here and there with their dribbling, which led to some turnovers. But Malachino's been able to bail them out with a couple of saves here and there. They've been able to block a few shots. So far, this has been a really great start for the Blue Devils.
So Silvestre getting the goal for LTU. This is his 2nd goal of the season. And the Blue Devils now have a 2-0 lead. Talk about having a good start to this game. And so far the Blue Devils have done some good work here, but now they're on the ball once again. But the flag is up for offside. And I believe that's Reese Still is upset about that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's actually Silvestre who just scored the goal, and he thought he didn't go offsides, and he was making sure. He was actually pointing where the ball was right before he made contact with it, and then they called the offsides. And so now it's going to be a free kick from where the offsides was called.
So Spiegel will take the free kick coming up here with 10:27 to go here in this first half. 2-0 Blue Devils leading thanks to goals from Silvestre and Lafawi. Blue Devils hoping to get some work ahead. A nice back heel, but it's taken away by Ty Surgett. Ty Surgett, of course, recently came on for the Blue Devils.
And if anything else, that's what you want. You want guys coming off the bench and making an immediate impact. Surgett, one of the fifth-year seniors, one of the leaders on this team. Even if you're not a captain, you have that seniority over everybody. You teach them tips here
Flag
and
stays
there.
down, and Lafawi is offside.
Wow, they had a great look. They had a great look. And it looked like the official hesitated a bit, but then they put it up at the last moment. They had 2v1 right there. They had Reese Still and Lafawi going on with Spiegel. So Taylor catches a break.
And looks like Lafawi was still in the clear for a moment. Levi Oder gives over to Brock Carpenter. Carver Glover recently coming on here for the Blue Devils. Yoder trying to get things through, and it's taken away. Here comes Bryce Lawrence for the Trojans, but it will be a free kick coming up.
This is the best free chance that they've had so far, but this will be a throw-in. Taylor has put themselves in a lot of these situations like this before. This is going to go right in the middle of the box.
And now we got a foot race on the far side. And a foul and a free kick coming out for the Trojans. Scanner Lafawi, the guilty party.
They were locked in arm in arm, literally trying to force each other back and forth. And of course, no matter who gets the call against, the other party's not going to be happy. But that's the thing about Lafawi. He's always played this aggressive before, and that's why he's one of the top leaders in the goal category.
So free kick coming up for the Blue Devils. And we're down to 7:45 to go here in this first half. My question is to you is that how can the Trojans, with all the chances that they have had, all the opportunities that they wanted to have, what does the Trojans need to do to hopefully get back to this game?
Well, they need to keep up with it, and also one thing that they have not done is capitalize on the Lawrence Tech turnovers. And the fact that Lawrence Tech has had quite a few, especially towards the end of this first half, and therefore they have not put a lot of shots on goal. That's one thing in which they definitely missed. And when they had the corner set up, it's just a lot of missed opportunities right there. They had a corner where nobody got anything on it. Then they had a corner with a header try, and then nobody's there was put in the net. So it's just a lot of setting up and just execution. If they execute their plans when they have the opportunities, then they will get back into this game. That's all that they really need to fix. But other than that, they are playing very aggressive from the very get-go once Lawrence Tech brought on really the aggressiveness of their own.
And, of course, you can see the aggressive right now on this Taylor side of things. Ty Surgett trying to let it go. He should have gotten all on the ball, but instead the Taylor Trojans were able to collect it. Matt Yoder sent it all the way back. Levi Kelly. Now Bryce Lawrence. Levi Yoder now gives it over to Matt Etiapa. And Malasino able to grab it at the end.
That was a good up there for Matipa. But it was just great awareness by Malakino to get there first. That's just alertness by your goalkeeper.
6:24 to play here in the first half. 2-0. Blue Devils leading.
I guess amidst all the arguments, there was actually a yellow card issued to Lawrence Tech. not probably just the whole team, for mainly arguing with the officials. So a lot of things are getting a little bit chippy out there.
Ball over the top, and it's headed on by number 15, Carter Glover, and Spiegel able to grab it. I gotta say, the Blue Devils bench does have a right to argue, just in case.
I mean, 2 close offsides against Lawrence Tech, and then probably a few penalties that weren't called because of the hard contact, as they're going to get the ball back right here. And Taylor can almost probably say the same thing, because both sides are playing beyond aggressive, just back and forth passing, and just a lot of hard contact, especially when it's a dead sprint to get to the spot and able to take control. And if you're Will Dyer, you're definitely trying to get every single edge possible. So if there was definitely some offsides that should have not been called, he's going to fight for his guys.
So we got a sub coming on here. There were 2 subs, one of each side there. One of them for Taylor Luke Stimpson. Had 4 varsity letters in Worthington Christian. Making his 7th appearance for this Trojan side. Gonzalez James will send all the way back to Malacino. So far, he has been so good so far here in the first half, Malacino.
No, definitely. He's just been all alert and all aware. And he's had probably to bail out his team a few times with some turnovers, but he's been very solid. Has not been challenged overly that much. Basically, 4 shots on goal for Lawrence Tech, only to compare to the 1 of Taylor. And even though Taylor's had their chances, they have not put on a solid shot on goal.
Taylor hoping to work things out here as we're 4 minutes away from halftime. Taken away. And it's a battle, but instead it'll be a foul on Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, Victor Puella got really tangled up in there, and up to the discretional view of the official with Puello coming on top, they called it against him.
So free kick coming up here for Taylor as Sam Spiegel able to make the free kick. Also loose, Gonzalez Chan's able to clear. Headed on, and now here comes Victor Puello. Puello for Lawrence Tech. Lays it off for Steele. He got some room on the far side. Nice give and go. Reese Steele, 2 in the box, now 3. Reese Steele going for it, and he almost had it. He went all alone, and Reese Steele nearly cashed home the 3rd goal for Lawrence Tech.
That is a very difficult shot to take because you're that close, and then you're trying to get underneath the ball to go to that top corner on the other side. Kind of an in-swinger shot, if you will, to get the curve on it, but just got a little bit too far underneath and probably didn't get the right hook.
We still have some good looks there. He was trying to look for his first goal of the season. But now back home the other way for Jacob Nicholson. Nicholson give and go, gives over to Devlin. Sends it across, and that's cleared out. Levi Kelly heads it down. It's a 50-50 ball. Nicholson able to get it. Instead, Gonzalez Chan's able, trying to clear it, not done it. And it's cleared out this time. Oh, nice footwork skills by Puello, but that's taken away.
That is just skill right there. First the header, then off the chest, then great footwork to corral it. You can't do it any better than that.
Foot race, Matipa able to sell it down, but it's taken away by Reese Still. Blue Devils going on the run, and that's cleared out by Matt Harold.
Harold realized how fast Reese Still was coming, and like, dude, I'm going to slow you down. I'm just going to kick this out and have you throw it in. I don't need you running past me and get to my goalkeeper. That's just an alert emergency play.
And now here comes Silvestri trying to get through. He got Ty Surgott with some runners. And he's going along with Tiago Troiano. But instead, the Blue Devils able to lose possession.
Yeah, I think right off the very end, I think Silvestri, he tried to reach out with the leg and just got it off the toe, and the officials saw that. try to sell it a bit.
And of course, we're about a minute to go here in this first half.
Both these teams are trying to basically outrun each other on the open opportunities. And that's just the thing about this sport. It's a well-conditioned sport because you got to be able to outrun your opponent and out-scheme them a lot.
So right now, Blue Devils hoping to get a response here. We're down 25 seconds to go. Tiapa, it's a foot race. Malastino can get to it, and he does. Cleared, and he cleared it right towards, oh boy, the highway. And that should have been dangerous.
Look out on the Lodge right there. And luckily enough, there was a lot of traffic on that Lodge freeway earlier before this contest started, but everything's cleared up, so nobody was hurt on that kick right there. But I guess that was just an emergency play, realizing that the clock was going down. If he kicks it out of bounds, the clock will run out. That ends the half.
And that will end the half just like that. The Blue Devils have a 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Silvestre and Skender Lafawi. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, both teams are playing ultra aggressive. They're really putting in some good hits. A yellow card apiece, so I think they both really need a cooler heads will prevail. But I think for Taylor, they just need to execute because they've had plenty of their corner shots, and they're just not able to execute. 3 corner shots for the Trojans, and they were not able to convert. If they execute all their corner plans as they basically planned it out, then this could be a whole different ball game. And for Lawrence Tech, they just need to crispen up on their passing and also on their dribbling. One too many turnovers when they're trying to pressure into Taylor territory, and that results in a turnover, and then Taylor just cannot convert. So both teams, they just need to crispen up a little bit, and we'll probably see more aggressiveness in the second half.
So we'll see you back here in about 15 minutes' time as Blue Devils leading the Trojans 2-0. Welcome back, everybody, to Blue Devil Stadium on the campus of Lawrence Tech University. 2-0 your score here at Blue Devil Stadium. Lawrence Tech leading the Taylor Trojans. Jan Boker alongside John Snow. Great to have you with us here. And so far, it's been a comfortable first half there for the Blue Devils.
No, definitely comfortable and just really an extra cushion now that we have a 2-0 lead. But yet the competition between these two teams has been all over the place. Both teams are playing hard, a lot of hard contact, 5 fouls apiece, and one yellow card apiece. So this has been heavily contested, a lot of contact. But these two teams, they want it all.
And of course, here comes Sean Field, able to sell it down for the Trojans, send it over to Liam Brennan. And now Schleicher able to have possession here for the Blue Devils, trying to get away from some Trojan players. Lafawi, and went over the head of Garcia.
Yeah, too strong on that pass right there.
So second half is underway. Blue Devils have a 2-0 lead as they have possession right now. Schleicher will get over to number 5, Eve Thomas Ferreira. Of course, goals coming from Lafawi and Silvestre. And that's intercepted, and this could be an opportunity for the Trojans. And what a stop that was. Brock Carpenter trying to cut the Blue Devils lead in half, but Malacino says no way, and we'll get a corner.
What a save. And that's just bailing out your teammate right there. A costly turnover by Pereira. And then just Malachino, just great awareness. Actually came up on the shot.
And here comes the corner. Headed on, and Malacino able to grab it. Remember that one, folks.
Definitely great awareness. And still is able to keep that one in play.
Nicely done by Reese Steele, but instead it will go to the Trojans now. But Reese Steele able to collect it ahead. Here comes Jacob Schleicher.
This is what I mentioned at the half, that LTU, their dribbling just needs to get more crisp and more clean, because they started to look a little bit sloppy towards the end of that first half. And that actually basically cost them, gave Taylor a few turnovers and a few opportunities, and just again, another huge opportunity for the Trojans to get on the score. But it was just squandered by that great save.
So here comes throw-in right at midfield. And both of these teams definitely challenging for the ball. But now here comes Brock Carpenter as he was stopped by Pereira. Not out of it yet. Yoder trying to send the pass it over to Caleb Ballard. Trojans still have possession of the ball. Here comes Matt Yoder. Had a good look back in the first half of a corner. And now the Trojans. Oh, this could be an opportunity. And Lafawi nearly had it to go. And now it was a 50-50 ball. And looks like we'll get looks like we're gonna get a free kick as Colin Maris went down, excuse me.
Yeah, it looked like Victor Puello came from behind, was trying to go for the ball, but accidentally dragged the leg right there of Maris and went down. Was limping a bit. No foul called, but it was incidental contact.
So free kick coming up here right at midfield for the Trojans. They're down by 2. 4 minutes into the second half. And we're going to stop the clock.
Just took a little bit too much time to set this up.
And here we go. Flicked on, and a shot is stopped by Malacino.
Wow, that's just it. Malachino has been just alert and not really breaking stride and not guessing so much. He's been able to stay his ground and make those saves.
That was Bryce Lawrence. What a shot from outside the penalty area. He is on the ball right now. Trying to sell it down, but Gonzalez Chan able over to Malacino. About 5 minutes into the second. Here with the Blue Devils leading 2-0. LaFalle, who got the opening goal that came in the second minute. And now the Trojans can go on the attack. And then we'll get it again, but what a stop by Thomas Pereira.
A great sliding tackle, and we see another one. The sliding tackles have been all over the place, and they've worked out for most.
Man, they've been flying. Brock Carpenter, who had that chance a moment ago, and that cross was blocked, trying to keep it in play, and referee says play on. They did keep it in play. Here comes LaFalle. LaFalle, nice footwork, and nice back heel by Hamlush.
That was just impressive. We've seen a couple of great backwards passes, and that's always high risk because it's basically no look, and you're using all but your bare heel. And just keeping that right from on the line from going that out of bounds as that one is in. That one stays in the field area, not onto the lodge. But we've seen some really great passes.
Talk about a beautiful combination of passes there by the Blue Devils.
No, when you start with the footwork of LaFalle and then try to advance it up, and then Hamlush, basically with that heel pass, it takes guts to try to do that, and then also perfection just to keep it in bounds because that was riding along the line.
So throw in now for the Blue Devils.
Both these teams are just going deep into their bag of tricks, if you will, when it comes to dribbling and passing. And when you execute to perfection, is basically great things will happen.
Pereira. Want to get away from Ballard. Nice ball over the top, and now we got a foot race. And Spiegel was able to clear it down.
Looks like that ball had some extra topspin on that over top pass, and that just gave Spiegel the chance to clear it.
Looked like he had some eyes on it as well. Levi Yoder to Bryce Lawrence. Trying to get away from Garcia. And nice footwork by Bryce Lawrence. How incredible is that?
That was impressive. The behind-the-back pass to himself in order to get around the defender. That's very impressive. Probably practices that every single day at practice.
Of course, Bryce Lawrence making his playing his seventh game so far this season. He only played 13 matches on defense while starting 5 in his sophomore campaign. Blue Devils starting things out from the back. Up by 2. And it will roll out of bounds for a throw in here for the Trojans. Oh, Spiegel nearly miscalculated on this footing.
If you're going to come out that far within your own box, you've got to have sure feet.
Trying to open ahead. Here comes Liam Brennan. Trying to service towards Matt Yoder. It's cleared away by Gabriel Martin.
And that was just textbook stoppage right there by Martin. Started with the header up just to slow the ball down, then realizing he had defenders on his back, kicked it over the top.
Trojans still have possession of the ball. Here is Justin Devlin. Had some good looks there in the first half. Good pressure ahead. Who's going to win the ball? And it's going to be the Trojans on the way. Ballard shoving away. And now a counterattack is on. Here come the Trojans on the run. Trying to go through, and what a block that was inside the penalty area.
Boy, Gonzalo Shantz comes up with some huge stops. And that kick, unfortunately, went out of bounds on the clearing attempt. But Sands, he's been able to use his legs to make some huge blocks inside the box. And that time, he just turned his shoulder and used his back to block that attempted pass. That pass was going right back towards the arch for another Trojan player to put it back in.
And the Blue Devils will get a throw in here with under 36 minutes to go. Incredible start to this second half And here comes Garcia. Garcia, but good pressure made by Bryce Lawrence. And now here comes Devlin. Ball through. Oh, man, that would have been a good opportunity for the Trojans.
Boy, a bit of a mid-collision right there. Yeah, everybody appears okay. The referee was ready to stop the clock when he saw the collision, but he saw everybody was up, so play continues. Foul called.
And we'll get a free kick on the way here for the Blue Devils.
I gotta say, the aggressiveness is still there. Both these teams are just wanting to crack the score even more. Blue Devils to extend and Taylor to possibly tie. And Taylor, they've been on the run ever since the start because they had possession to start this half.
And now this could be an opportunity for the Trojans, and that's stripped up, and we'll get a free kick on the way. And it looks like a yellow card will be shown as well.
That's unfortunate. Second yellow card. And boy, Taylor, they didn't want to wait around. They thought play was still going, but they didn't see the yellow card issued. Second yellow card put on for Lawrence Tech.
I think that's Victor Puello getting the yellow card, I believe.
I think so. Because he was right in the middle of it.
Oh, that's Pedro Rosas. So Pedro Rosas getting the yellow card for LTU.
First yellow card that was issued to Lawrence Tech, it was against the bench, probably against Will Dyer, because he was arguing over a couple of calls back in the first half.
So free kick here for the Trojans, hopefully to get back into this game.
First yellow card of the year for Roses.
Malacino trying to set things up.
He actually get a correction, but
Oh, nice footwork, but the pass was too much off from Justin Devlin.
they actually made a correction within. The yellow card was issued to Gonzalo Sanz. Because he is the main defenseman on the backside right there. So his main job, when in a case like that, when Taylor is on the run, his main job is to stop them. And whether it's got to be a knockout, he's trying to go for the ball using his legs, or whether he's got to throw a block somewhere by cutting in front, that's his main job no matter what it is. So in that case, it's just unfortunate for the yellow card.
Here comes the opportunity here for the Trojans, and Yoder puts it into the side netting. Matt Yoder, who had some good looks on goal in the first half, almost nearly had another one here in the second half.
Again, another close-knit shot by the Trojans. And for Yoder, that time he just got way too close to the line and had a really tight window trying to make something happen out of nothing. And that was just wide to the side of the net.
So Malacino able to boot it up there towards midfield. So it remains 2-0 now with 33 minutes to go. And the Trojans are hoping to find some answers to get themselves back into this game. And this could be one right now. Ooh, what a collision that was.
Wow,
That's got to be a booking as well.
Things are really getting chippy out there. That was a tough fall. And that's Pedro Rosas that's down. And they're going to call out the training staff. That was a nasty spill.
A tough collision right near midfield. And Pedro Rosas may be down, favoring the left ankle.
You can already tell he's been roughed up because he also has a bit of a cast, if you will, on that left hand, going up the wrist. I believe this yellow card was issued, yeah, it is, against Matt Yoder on that play. Because Yoder was knocked down for the moment, and then I think just out of retaliation, decided to throw that hit. And this could be going one of both ways, because Lawrence Tech has not been particularly happy with the officials. Probably missed a few calls, especially the offsides back in the first half. They thought that they were perfectly clear and did not go offsides. But in this case, Taylor, it's just more retaliation for the hits.
So each team has now gotten 2 yellow cards.
That just tells you the aggressiveness of both these teams.
No kidding. Free kick inside the box. Not out of it yet. Levi Kelly serving it in, and Malacino able to grab it at the end.
Again, just another great read play, especially when the ball is that high up in the air. You as a goalkeeper are able to read by height and able to get a better chance on it than on the ground.
We saw Lawrence Sack have some good chances and some good possession there in the first half, but how about Taylor doing some work here in the second half? Ball sending across, nobody home in purple to deal with it. Ty Circuit trying to clear it, but not out of it yet.
No, this is just the Trojans' game plan. They're able to take advantage of possession, and Lawrence Tech, they're still not fully clean and crisp on their passing. They've had a few miscues when they're trying to get it out of their own territory, but then the Trojans, give them credit, they've been able to crash inside the box, but they have not been able to find the open opportunities. They've been really threading the needle in more more tight window type shots.
And now here come the Blue Devils on the run. And here comes Hemlush. Nice back heel. Gives it over to Reese Steele. 3 in the box now for the Blue Devils. Reese Steele trying to work it through inside the penalty area. Reese Steele shot his block. Lafawi, oh, he almost had it right there. That would have been a good goal scoring opportunity for Lafawi.
Yeah, just missed it with the foot. I think the ball kind of bounced and it kind of threw him off and just didn't get good command inside that box.
Oh, this could be an opportunity here. Oh, look out. Here comes Hemlush. And he patiently waited too long.
Couldn't get the wraparound with the foot.
Lafawi, and he got tripped.
That was a nasty spill, and it appears to be all right because you can't afford to lose anybody more, especially on attempts like that, trying to do the lunge. 3 straight chances for Lawrence Tech to try to put a shot off, and they've just been not able to.
And that ball will sail out of bounds, and now we'll get some subs on the way for both of these teams.
That last kick out of bounds by Malacino, I'm actually surprised by that. He had 2 open options on this near side, and he just went right for the middle of them. Malacino very, very good with the foot, especially on the punts and on the clearings.
Now, of course, Matt Harrell back into the game. And number 26 for the Blue Devils is Logan Harkins.
Yeah, Logan Harkins, his older brother Ethan is also part of this squad as well. Both of them from Canton, Michigan, and went to Salem High School as part of that Canton-Salem connection right there.
Oh, and a flag goes up for offside.
And Will Tyer's in disbelief. He's like, how many times have you called that on my guys? All these offsides have been rather close. And again, it's up to the vision of the official. And an offsides is basically when the player outbeats the ball. You have to let the ball beat you to the spot first. If you go past the mark to gain and then wait for the ball, that's considered offsides.
Correction, if I may, that's John Goega, number 28. I was looking at, I thought it was going to be like 26, Logan Harkins, but instead it is John Gonaga. And here comes the Trojans with Caleb Ballard on the near side, sending all the way back to Matt Harrell. And Malacino will cover it up here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that dump-in pass, really nobody home, so really just basically trying to throw it up there for something to happen. And for Taylor, they've done too many shots like that where they're trying to throw it at the goal as we get a takedown. And Reese Still is not happy. And the far side official did put up the flag for it, and we'll see, and it is another yellow card issued. This game is getting more chippier as we go along.
This is getting chippy as it can get. So this is the third yellow card, I believe, for Taylor.
Yellow card's going to be issued to Justin Devlin.
Yep.
Devlin, he's a junior midfielder slash defenseman from North Ireland.
So free kick coming up here for the Blue Devils here as we are a little over 27 minutes to go here in this second half.
Now the officials going over to talk to our main keeper organizer, part of the staff here. Probably think to look at the clock to make sure all the stats are correct.
And now we're back in action. Ooh. And the ball headed out by Liam Brennan. And now we'll get 2 subs for Lawrence Tech. I see Halush coming out. And of course we got some more for Taylor. Of course, Brian Matipa coming back on.
Dandon Silvestri, the second goal scorer for Lawrence Tech. He's back into the contest. And also with Pablo Calvo.
And Sam Spiegel able to get the grab on the way.
First time that Lawrence Tech was able just to crash inside the box and give Spiegel a chance to make a grab.
So Pablo Calvo coming back on for Mohamed Hamlush. Matipa now, his first touch here in the second half, but it's taken away by Lafau. He goes off of Brennan. And we'll bow there, Calvo. Matipa goes down, advantage being played. And Calvo.
Yeah, they're gonna call Thomas Pereira for a quick foul right there. Bit of a shove from behind, no card. So it'll be a free kick.
So Justin Devlin will take the free kick as the Trojans now in their final third.
The second half alone, Taylor's been able to put 2 shots on goal. Lawrence Tech only with their 4 that they had back in the first half. Taylor's really had full control, but have just been not able to cash in, at least on the scoreboard.
So here we go off the free kick, and Malcino right there to grab it. There were some runners there for Taylor, but in the end, Malcino was able to make the grab.
No, that was just another great awareness play. And when the ball's in the air, you have a better read as a goalkeeper. And even with the running Trojans nearby, there was 2 options for a header in. Just great awareness by Malachino.
And now Silvestre.
One of the Trojans players ran into the official on the field, and the whole bench was lighting up.
I don't think that was in the script. And it's cleared out, but Silvestre able to try to get a foot on it. But now Taylor having a possession there that they have here so far, and Malachino able to make the grab. Taylor definitely has some possession there. They had some good looks on goal there.
Oh, yeah, they definitely had a lot of great looks. But, again, the play always ends with Malachino making the save. But most of the time it's when they throw it right up there, like little dump-in passes, hoping for one of their own teammates to show up, but there's usually nobody home. And it's just going right at him. Just throwing it at the goal box for something to happen. They need a better scheme and better execution of these passes within the box.
Ball now into the far side. Here comes Brock Carpenter. He's working their way through. Carpenter taken down, and that'll be a foul on Carpenter.
Yeah, he definitely had the arm hooked right there and brought him down with him.
So we're under 25 minutes to go here in the second half. 2-0 the goals. If you're just joining in, goals from Silvestre and Lafawi. Both of them came in the first half. No score here in the second here. so far, Blue Devils are definitely hanging on to that 2-goal lead. But Taylor definitely having some possession there so far here.
This game's going to get interesting as we get towards the end of it, because when both teams are at their crunch time, they're really going to be desperate for trying to get something across the board.
Carlos Santabrana coming in for the Trojans. That's the only change so far here for Taylor. Working his way through. Trying to tend a pass from Matipa. And now here comes the Trojans now on the attack with Matt Harrell. Gives over to Liam Brennan. Service ahead, and Malachino got it.
And again, just another great read. Almost too easy for Malachino that time. That was right after him. They had Matipa going into the box, but still a great leading pass. But again, just too easy for Malachino.
Cavo wasn't trying to attend a pass over. You can see the pressure there by the Blue Devils side of things. Spiegel to Harold. Getting close to the midway point of the second half. Brennan. And he missed handle on it.
Yeah, was trying to do the reversal around the leg to try to move to his left, but it was just too strong and couldn't stop it in time.
So Reese Steele will get the throw in here for the Blue Devils. It's headed out by Fields.
Yeah, that was a bad throw, and they were trying to hit Lafali on the cut, but that throw-in was just too low.
Oh, this could be a break, and Malacino able to grab it, or kick it out of the way, I should say.
That's the second time nearby their own goalkeeper in which there's been a turnover, and Malachino's been basically had to bail him out.
Devlin. To the far side it goes, and here comes the Trojans on the run. Malachino able to grab it at the end. Under 22 minutes to go here in regulation time. 2-0. Blue Devils leading. Of course, both goalkeepers have 2 saves each.
Just don't sleep on the Trojans. They are fresh on the attack. They are not giving a lot of room for error.
Silvestre bumped off the ball, and here comes the Trojans. To the far side here, Santabrina. Ball sends it across to Bryce Lawrence. Hero to Brennan. Trying to work his way up there. Send it all the way back to Sam Spiegel.
Yeah, it seems like the Trojans on that possession right there, they just weren't able to get a lot of clean passes across going forward. So, and when the Blue Devils realized that, they crashed on the defensive side, so that forced them to retreat.
Colin Maris to Sam Spiegel.
Player down on the field, and they're going to halt play and stop the clock.
And time, clock stops with 20:19 to go here in regulation time.
No hard contact on that play, and I believe that's Justin Devlin that's down.
And of course, both of these teams will head to their benches and trying to adjust some of the things there as well. So I just gotta say that as both of these teams get to their benches there, what do you think the season goes on there for the Blue Devils there? Of course, we got a next match coming up against Huntington, and then of course next Saturday, and then of course 2 weeks or I should say like next Saturday, of course. They will be taking on Indiana Tech, and of course that will be the opener of WAC conference play. So what can we look forward to the Blue Devils as they get ready to prepare for conference play?
I think after this game, they're definitely going to be working on all their dribbling and all their passes, all the communication, especially with throw-ins and setting up on the offense. When they've gotten their possessions, they have not just been able to execute. Taylor has had plenty of possessions in the second half, but they have one more home game against Huntington, and then they open up conference play. They need a momentum going into that matchup. So a win here tonight against Taylor, a win against Huntington, that sets up beautiful momentum going into their toughest opponent in Indiana Tech to start our conference play.
And boy, we cannot wait for conference play coming up on Saturday the 23rd. So we cannot wait for WAC conference play coming up here. Trust me, this is going to be a best competition that you will never forget.
You never sleep on any opponent. Despite what the records may tell you on either side, this conference surprises everybody every single year. New talent, new coaches, new teams.
Sam Spiegel able to get the grab. Ty Serger was in the way.
And Serger's like, he ran into me. Like, I was just going for the ball. Again, this is just the competitive fire of both these teams. You want to go tooth to nail, and you just want to grind it out. That's just what you got to do when you face teams in the crossroads or from the WAC. You just never know, and you got to fight it out like it's your best day.
Oh, here comes the opportunity. Here comes Silvestre on the run. Silvestre is trying to tend it off. Ty Serget. Serget trying to weave his way through. Serget, and that's taken away. Not out of it yet, and now the Trojans will take over.
Man, just the missed pass right there. And Serget, it seems like he had a shot at first, but then he elected just to hold up and work towards his left. Most of the time, these shooters are predominantly right, or basically right-footed, if you will. As Spiegel makes that stop right there, and the intention was for Silvestre. But still, I think they're just taking too much little time to try to set up a better style shot. If they have not been able to crash that much in the second half, they need to start taking shots when they're giving them right there.
Slatcher able to boot up there to midfield, headed out by Ty Serget. And it's Colin Maris to take over for the Trojans. Now Bryce Lawrence. And it will roll out of bounds for a throw in here for the Trojans. Under 18 minutes to go.
And so far, Lawrence Tech, it's just been all on the defense, trying to keep possession to themselves and trying to limit the amount of chances that the Trojans have in their own territory, and also try to help out the goalkeeper, because Malachino, he's been bailing them out for a good chunk of this game, making some saves, and also a couple of huge turnovers deep within their own territory inside the box.
Yeah, Malachino made 4 saves tonight while facing 8 shots.
Looks like we have another player down on the field.
And it looks like it's Justin Devlin once again, and I believe he's coming off. I don't think he is definitely in bad shape there. You can see hobbling on the ankle.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk, especially if it's a leg or ankle injury. This is a conditioning sport. You're constantly on your feet. You're constantly running, and if you get injured right away and try to run it off, it's not going to work out most times.
Lafau trying to get to it on the attack. Ty Serger was trying to get involved there as well. And now the Trojans hoping to get themselves back onto the game.
That was a trio of players that had a near collision.
Advantage being played, but now, Malachino with the save, but the whistle blew.
Yeah, the whistle blew before that shot, blowing it dead, and this is going to be a free kick. So for Malachino, that was basically a practice save, setting up for another save attempt right here.
16:20 to go here in regulation time.
This is prime opportunity for Taylor to really crack the score right here. on their corners and on their free kicks within this territory, they have not been able to set up something very effective to execute. They've just been throwing it, and nobody's been able to really put it in.
Shots now 8-6 in favor of Taylor. Here comes the free kick.
Watch for the fakes.
Here it comes. And Malachino able to make the grab very easily.
That was just right to him. All their shots have been right to the goalkeeper and Malachino. And with all the bodies around, the Trojans have just been not able to execute. All these chances that they've had, all the shots, they're leading the shots, and too many free chances are just going to waste.
Oh, and here comes the opportunity. It's a foot race, but it will go out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for the Trojans right out of their own half. Taken away, here comes Guillermo Garcia. Trying to battling through on the far side. And now the Trojans will go on the run. Taken down on a free kick coming up, and we'll see another yellow card.
I believe they're going to get Thomas Pereira for that one.
Yep.
And so now each side with 3 yellow cards apiece. And again, it's all been on that slide tackle. It is the highest risk move within this sport. And so far, we've seen it all over the place being executed to perfection.
Yeah.
We should add, because, and of course, you do it so often because you're trying just to stop the momentum of the player dribbling and then knock it away to give your team a chance to take possession back. But again, that time, it was just too close for comfort and got more player than they did ball.
Under 15 minutes to go here in regulation. And a free kick coming up here for the Taylor Trojans. We're down 2-0, hoping to find some answers. The free kick headed up by Harold. Into the box it comes. And now here comes Brennan. Trying to get the cross block. And another opportunity. Oh, Malachino finally got out of dodge there, as there was a perfect goal-scoring opportunity there by the Trojans, but they couldn't cash it home.
My God, Matt Yoder had a swing and a miss moment, as that ball's just barely got to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
But Yoder was right there. The ball was right in front of his foot, and he just flat out missed it. Probably the silver platter right there, and just could not serve it up.
Nearly had a good look.
That's probably their best look, and the best look they've had all day, as we get a few more subs coming back in for Lawrence Tech.
Yep, Tiago Troiano and Guillermo Garcia, I believe. Nope. Oh. Mohamed Hamlouche. Uh-oh, here comes Hamlouche. Just coming into the game. And it's cut off by Matt Harrell for a corner.
Good alertness by Harold right there. And that's what you got to do when you're a defenseman in that scenario. You realize they're on the attack, and instead of leaving it up to your goalkeeper to try to make a save, you make a better opportunity for your whole defense to bail out your goalkeeper by setting up the corner.
This is the first corner kick of the second half, and we're 13-20 away from the end of the game. Second overall. And Jacob Slatcher will take it over. Far post it comes, headed on. Still up for grabs. Slatcher defended by Matiba, and Slatcher will win the battle. Sends it across to the back post, and nobody here there in gray for the Blue Devils.
Great stop by the defense of the Trojans on the header try. And Schleicher just a little bit too greedy and got too much air underneath those pass attempts. Those leading passes, if you will. No way home on the backside. So again, it's Lawrence Tech with one of their few opportunities that they had in this second half to try to add on to this 2-0 lead, and that one goes to waste.
Blue Devils on the possession there, but it's taken away by Bryce Lawrence. Uh-oh, mishandle. Lawrence able to get there, but it will be a foul on the Trojans. Free kick coming up here for the Blue Devils with 12:11 to go.
Now, it's been a battle of the possessions, and still Lawrence Tech has still not been that crisp as we see another takeaway right here.
Here comes Matipa. Matipa to the far side. Here comes the chance. And flag was up. It's going to be on Brock Carpenter for offside.
Yeah, and Carpenter, he's going to argue, but his whole body, his back was turned to the goaltender. That means he was waiting on the pass, and so therefore he's ahead of the ball, so that's an easy offsides call. And the offsides goes up until the beginning of the goal box. So therefore they still had space in front, but if you're just right in front waiting for the pass, you're going to call that offsides.
Trojans on the attack. Here comes Matipa. Trying to get away. Here comes Roses trying to battle through. And a throwaway in here for the Trojans. 11 minutes to go. Trojans down by 2. A goal will change things here. Brennan. Ballard. And that's taken away. Here comes Troiano for the Blue Devils on the attack. Nice ball. Here comes Silvestre. Silvestre. Or make that Verano, rather. Restill. Service ahead. And there's the goal for the Blue Devils.
Beautiful setup right there by Restill. And then the put in.
It looks like Jacob Sletcher, I believe, able to get the goal. Or made that Mohamed Hamlouche. So Hamlouche will get his second goal of the season. And finally, the third goal has arrived for the Blue Devils.
After all the chances that they did not have in this second half, they finally convert out of 2. They can finally convert 1 out of 3 chances within the Taylor territory. They're finally able to convert, and it happened on a takeaway chance. It was set up perfectly by Tiago Troiano with the takeaway with his feet, and then setting up the shot attempt by Restill.
So Mohamed Hamlouche getting a goal from Restill that came in the 79th minute. So with 10:05 to go, the Blue Devils, I could say that they're on the verge of their 5th win of the year. And, you know, just like you said in the broadcast, this is their best impressive start in a long time.
No, definitely. It already speaks miles ahead of where they were last year to start the season, so this is beyond improvement.
Corner coming out for Taylor.
Don't sleep on the Trojans just yet. They've been aggressive all game long.
Sam Spiegel. Right out there for the Trojan. Here comes Matipa. Blue Devils are definitely in good hands right now. Troiano taken away by Matipa. Good sliding tackle away. Now Troiano hoping to get possession, and they do for the Blue Devils, but a foul's being called.
Jacob Sliker with the cleanest slide tackle you're going to be able to see. That's just prime textbook. Able to create a little bit of space and then use the feet forward.
Able to chest it down. Here comes Trojans now battling for the ball, and it will go to the Blue Devils.
When you're down 3-0 and you still got about 8.5 minutes left to go, there's really no need to rush. But still, if they keep the aggressiveness like they have been all game long, and still just be able to execute one play at a time, you can definitely get back into this game.
So goals for the Blue Devils: Lafawi, Silvestre, and Hamlouche for the Blue Devils. And I believe that's going to be called for the handball. Nope, not yet. Play continues on. Advantage being played. Troiano. Ball over the top. Silvestre can get to it or make that Ferrando, and a good near post stop by Sam Spiegel.
Ferrando definitely had a good read, just could not get a lot of loft on that shot attempt.
So the correction on the third goal is actually Thiago Troiano with the assist from Reese Still. Latifa, and nicely done by Ballard to keep it onside. We're down to 7:20 to go here in regulation time.
Yeah, Matipa's probably looking at his partner and like, that was a leading pass for you, but, and of course Ballard's saying like, I was offsides, I had to stay back. I don't want possession going back to them. We're down 3-0. I got to play it safe.
And Malachino able to boot it up there right toward the final third, and now we got a foot race. He will sell it down. Brando and Reestill nearly handle it down. And Matipa will take it over for the Trojans. 6:40 to go. Ball over the top, and Ballard once again trying to keep himself onside as Malachino will do the work here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, trying to take off a little bit more clock there, trying to really work the clock down. There's no need to rush if you're the goalkeeper in that situation. The pass was already right to you, so you can take more time down.
So Logan Harkins will come over for John Gonaga. Of course, Logan Harkins, of course, graduated from Salem High School in Canton, Michigan.
That Canton-Salem program, also along with the Plymouth program as well, the trio out there.
And looks like Troiano was trying to keep it in play. Instead, it will be a throw in here for the Trojans. 5:35 to go here in regulation.
Get a few subs in for Taylor. They want some goals and they need them quick, so they got 3 fresh set of legs out there to try to help out to the cause.
Number 14, Caleb Holdell, and number 22, Ben Moser. Reese still able to boot away from midfield, but that's taken away.
Guillermo Garcia's back in for Lawrence Tech as well. He's a playmaker, and both on defense and on offense.
And here comes Sabrina now for the Blue Devils. Sends it across. And nicely done by Malachino. Malachino, impressive showing here today. Here for the Blue Devils.
No, definitely for Malachino as he sends a long punt down there. He's had an impressive showing, and it's because of the shots that Taylor's been taking. They're right at him, which most of the time you want to try to get the shots into space. And all the shots that Taylor has been putting onto him has just been right on him, or he's been able just to shift over his feet very quickly.
Malachino now with 6 saves tonight. Oh, look out. And that's going to be trouble right there. And a free kick coming up here for the Blue Devils with 4:13 to go.
No yellow cards being issued on that one. That's just incidental contact and entanglement of the feet. You're just trying to go after the ball against the tight quarters, against the line.
We're in the 85th minute now. Under 4 to go. In regulation time. Trojans will get the throw in. And now counterattack here. Here comes Reese Steele. Lays off for Hemlouche. Hemlouche trying to get a goal here. Trying to sell it down. Nice back heel. And the Trojans hoping to get out of dodge, and they do. And now they have a break to counter. Bryce Lawrence. To the far side it goes. Nice coverage away by Logan Harkins. 3:06 to go in regulation time. Of course, the Blue Devils will take on Huntington on Saturday. So this will be the second of 3 games for the Blue Devils here at home.
They're going to stop the clock again for a quick sub. No, when you have a 3 to 5 game homestand and they just leads into conference play, that's basically the best case scenario because you're in front of your home crowd. You have all the best time and you don't have to worry about travel. You have all the time in the world to try to get within your own zone, trying to get within that sacred place. And just the home atmosphere, you can never beat it. So therefore, you get all the momentum right here at home to start your season, to start conference play. That's the best case scenario for Lawrence Tech right here.
So throw in here for the Trojans there. Almost everyone on the Trojan squad inside the penalty area. Trying to settle it down. Trying to work his way through. It's been a battle for the ball, but instead it's taken away by Reese Still.
Yeah, they got Ethan Harkins in there, another substitute. So they got both Harkin brothers in there. And that's a good combination as they're going to stop the clock again.
2:04 to go here in regulation time. Blue Devils on the verge of their 5th win of the year to begin 2023. Ball over the top, flicked on, and it's covered up by Spiegel. That was Ferrando, able to get a flicked on from his right foot.
No, and this is also a great sign from the bench because you get guys like Silvestri, guys like Troiano, guys who make an impact off the bench immediately. And when you can come in and get a score off the bench, that's also great benefits as well.
And we got a throw in here with 1:27 to go here in regulation time.
And one thing to definitely mention about Will Dyer, he goes with his best instincts with his starters, and his starters go out there for a long while. And then he also picks and chooses based on experience and also by work ethic. What these guys do in practice, what these guys do during the games while they're warming up, he goes through every single little detail and basically goes, what guy can I put in next to help give this team the best chance of scoring, what gives this team the best chance of winning. And so far, the 2 moves, putting Troiano out there, putting Silvestri out there, it has been the great moves that add on to a 3-0 lead.
Under a minute to go here in regulation time. The Devils hoping to try to get a 4th before this game ends, but instead we'll get a foul as Ferrando goes down. 33 seconds to go. Restill. Covered up. Not done yet. Troiano. Fletcher. 21 seconds to go. Blue Devils hoping to try to keep the ball what they want on their feet to have possession. As we're down to 10 seconds to go. Countdown is on. Malachino will have one last boot to go. Blue Devils 5-1 on the year as they get the win over the Trojans. The Taylor Trojans by a final of 3-0.
No, this was an incredible, impressive win because give the Trojans all the credit in the second half. They were on the attack from the very get-go because they had possession to start. And so their offense just went and went and went. They wore out Malachino on the other end with a lot of saves, a lot of shots, and just one too many miscues for Lawrence Tech, in my opinion, to really try to crispen up their passing, a little bit more communication on routes. And so that will be all in practice worth. And for Taylor, they had so many chances. They had all the opportunities in the world with their corners and the free kicks. They just could not get any good, clean, very impressive passes or shots put off. And that just made everything all easier for Malachino. And so for Taylor, they suffer another loss. But they'll definitely get back into it as they get close to starting conference play. And for Lawrence Tech, definitely their best start. Already improvements from last year because a lot less draws to end it, draws to start it, and because last year the same matchup ended in a draw, so a complete difference from last year, and not just because of talent, but because of aggressiveness and because of the speed. Everything is going 110% and even more. We saw a lot of yellow cards, a lot of fouls, a lot of hard contact. Everybody is fighting for that ball, fighting for possession. So give credit to Will Dyer's team. He's got to be very proud of a lot of stuff coming from his guys right here.
So the Blue Devils 5-1 on the year. Trojans 2-5 on the year. Here, and of course, we're getting close to conference play. So we'll see you back here this Saturday as the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils men's soccer team taking on the Trojans. And of course, we cannot wait to see you there as we get ready to get close for conference play. Game time will be at 7 o'clock, and I hope we will see you there as they take on Huntington. So your final score tonight, Trojans 0, Blue Devils 3. For all of us here at the LTU Sports Network, for John Snow, I'm Jan Bogers. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you back here on Saturday. Take care, everybody, and I hope you have a good night.